Hope this is hope this is working. What's up, guys? I am packing up for a wedding tomorrow, so I thought it might be fun to do a quick what's in my bag for wedding photography. This is the whole kit, everything I need for the day. This bag is made by Artisan and Artists. I have no idea what the model is, but it's made for like a small rangefinder system, so I dig it. Just dig into the main compartment here. I have two main bodies. M11 number 1. This is the Leica M11 number 2. This is kind of how I spend most of the day. One camera has a 28 on it. It's a 28 Elmer 2.8. I have the 28 1.4 Summilux too. This one's a little smaller. I don't find myself shooting 28 much past 2.8 during the day. So I think that lens might be on its way out, and this one will be the main guy. And then I also have a 50. This is the 50 Summilux, not the newest one with the close focus. This is the older one. This is great if I need a little extra reach. It's great for quick portraits. The 1.4 gives a really good bokeh. And yeah, these two focal lengths pretty much are on the cameras for most of the day. Definitely for bridal and groom prep, first looks, bridal party photos, that kind of stuff. As far as, let's see what else is in here. So what I like about this bag is this front compartment here. There's this nice little section for lenses. You can see that. So other lenses I have with me. When we move into the couples portrait section of the day, I switch it up a little bit. The wide, or the widest I have, is the 35 Summilux, and I'll probably shoot this at 1.4 the whole time. Just gives a really cool, dreamy, contrasty look. And I really, really like the 35 focal length for portraits. Most people seem to think that's kind of wide. I kind of dig it. You get a little bit more of the environment in there. And then the bread and butter of my portrait setup is this. This is the Leica Noctilux 50mm 0.95. This thing is huge, really hard to manually focus at 0.95. But when you nail it, it's incredible, the look this gives you. And even when you miss a little bit, it can be artsy, I guess. But I don't use this all day just because of how big it is. And for the most part, I'm shooting the Summilux at 2.8 f4 just for sort of like the documentary portions of the day. So this one, when I pull it out, I'm pretty much shooting at 0.95 because why else would you own this lens? So yeah, those two go in for portraits. And then the only other lens I have that I bring with me is this 90 Apo Summicron. Long lenses are notoriously a little tricky to shoot on rangefinders. So if I have enough light, I'll usually keep this at like f4. The only time I really ever bust this out is if I need some reach for, I don't really use this for portraits at all, but if I need reach for the ceremony, I can't get too close. I like to use this for reactions to speeches and formalities during the reception. And yeah, so that's the only one I have. So we have two bodies, 2, 4, 5 lenses that all fit into this little bag, which is pretty cool. And then what else do I have in here? So I have this is a very tiny little Fujifilm flash. It's the EF-X20. These things are like stupid hard to find these days because they don't make them anymore. I tracked one down on eBay and luckily got it for a normal price, but I looked to get a second one recently and they're like a couple $100 now, which is insane to me. And this is just a cool little tiny flash. I'll usually use it with the 28. And yeah, I'll shoot this at like f11 and just zone focus it and run around the dance floor, popping stuff off. 28's a cool focal length because when you get into dancing photos, there's very few times I have to be looking through the viewfinder. I can kind of just aim it and I kind of know what that focal length is going to look like. So that'll go on that camera. And here we have this big guy. This was from my old Canon setup, but it's the Godox V1. It's the Canon version, so it's not TTL, but honestly the TTL systems on the M's aren't that great anyway. So this looks a little ridiculous on these cameras, but this will go in here. Maybe if I have my 90 on here or the 50, and I can shoot bounce flash for a little bit nicer look, or you can shoot direct flash. And I also keep with me this guy that came with it. Let's see if I can, but it's a CTO gel If the room is really orange looking, I'll put this on, set the white balance in the camera to tungsten, and everything kind of looks pretty good. And then we have this guy too, which if I don't have a lot to bounce off, I can pop that up just straight up like that, and this gives it a little bit more softer light. Again, looks kind of stupid on this camera, but it works pretty well. What else we have? Pelican memory cards. I usually just shoot 64 gig memory cards in the M11 because the backup memory that's internal is also 64 gigs. And then I'll shoot, and I can make another video on sort of how I use the M11s if you guys want to see it. But I shoot these on a medium DNG, which means it's 36 megapixels. You can also shoot these at 60 megapixels or 18, I think it is. The 36 seems to be the sweet spot for weddings, to not just like load up your hard drives. But this is just a bunch of memory cards, extra stuff, in case. I only have one extra battery for the M11s. It is rare, these things are so good on battery life, it's rare that I finish the day with less than half battery on either camera, but just in case, extra battery is a good thing to have. What else we got? Super important. These are custom earplugs through a company called, blanking out, Future Sonics. But you can get these a lot of places. You go to an audiologist, they take a mold of your ear, and then these are like custom fit with these little filters. I like them because it filters out the really loud stuff if you're standing in front of a PA speaker from a DJ or a band or something like that. But because of the filters, you can still kind of hear what you're saying when you're having a conversation with someone, which is nice. So that's huge. I used to come home and just have ringing in my ears for 3 days. Yeah, I think that's it. I use just these silk rope straps. I used a harness system for a really long time. Something about cameras swinging around and my back would hurt afterwards. I don't know, it's kind of annoying to be flipping cameras all around, but I like it better than the strap system I was using. And these are on here right now, but I actually have 2 straps from a company called Clever Supply, which are my favorite straps. But one of the little plastic pieces for the Peak Design anchors broke. So I gotta send it back to Todd and see if he'll fix it for me. But yeah, that's the whole kit. That's a whole day of a wedding there. Small, discreet. And if you guys have any questions about any of this gear in particular and want to see any other videos, I've kind of decided that I'm just gonna make videos super low budget. I got the iPhone here. I don't have a ton of time to sit down and edit these things, so it's probably going to be a lot of this stuff. But you guys have had questions on using an M system for weddings, any lenses in particular, anything else like that, just drop a comment and drop a like. And I want to try to make some videos that I can't find myself about using M systems for weddings. Thanks, guys.